Hey guys, happy Mental Health Monday. Thank you so much for joining. Hi. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you guys. I hope you're having a good week. Thank you guys so much for joining. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Mental Health Monday. So, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. So, today's session is just a little bit of me sharing what's been going on in my life. And I kind of found it important, not because I'm an expert at this in any way. I probably have friends who can tell you a lot more about this stuff that I know, but I kind of thought it was really important for me to get on here and talk a little bit about manifestation, only because I think it's a really powerful time for this stuff at the moment, and just to bring your awareness to it so you start to think about this a little bit and don't miss the window to do the things that you need to do in order to move forward and manifest the life that you want. So just a little bit in terms of this year and how it's all gone. I know that it's been a really hard year in terms of people's lives being turned upside down, people's families being turned upside down. A lot of people being unable to travel to visit families, a lot of people feeling stuck in their lives, a lot of people losing jobs and being, having their worlds essentially turned around. And I kind of feel like that isn't the worst thing. I've spoken a little bit about my experience with alcoholism and my rock bottom period. And at that time, I was nowhere as spiritual as I am right now. And I can tell you, even looking back on that time back then, I realized that it all was, pushing me to become the person I am today. So that rock bottom period, that period of absolutely being broken and not really understanding in the moment why I was going through what I was going through. But it kind of all makes sense now. And hindsight is that way, right? There is this 2020 vision when it comes to hindsight. So we kind of, at least for me especially, I've developed this really interesting sense of faith with the universe, and that everything that's happening is happening for reasons that I cannot even fathom, but it's all moving me in the direction of my evolution and the life that I want for myself. And it's happened. It's happened this year in so many ways. I came back to Dubai in March, right before the lockdown, and I was considering kind of changing up my schedule and all of that kind of stuff. And then my home studio stopped functioning as well. So those of you who've been practicing at Urban Yoga know what I'm talking about, home studio. And that stopped functioning, and I felt a little bit lost. And it's been a whole summer of trial and error, trying different things, doing different things, understanding how things could work online, offline, learning a bunch of new programs, just being a little bit uncomfortable, getting out of my comfort zone. But it's been extremely valuable information to get. It's been extremely great in terms of pushing me to kind of, think about getting my website done and dusted so I can start offering online courses and start mobilizing myself more and more so I can travel a lot more, teach outside of Dubai a lot more, and be able to live the life that I've always wanted for myself. I also, I think I've been thinking about moving out of where I was in my current situation, moving closer to be on the ground floor of an apartment building or a house, being closer onto the beach. And that's what I've done over the past 3 months. I've gotten down to live by the beach so I can walk down there as often as I want, put my feet in the water, be close to nature. All that's been expedited as well. And I've been seeing the numbers 1111 and 111 a lot. I mean, a lot. Now, those of you who know me and have been watching my stories, I see these numbers everywhere. I went wake surfing not too long ago, and apparently the number on the boat was 1111 as well. I see them on car plates, like I see them everywhere. And these numbers, if you're seeing them too, I think, or any I'm not a specialist at numerology, but I know 111 and 1111 are signals from the universe about manifestation, and that you're really, really close to it. So I think any numbers like that, like 222, 333, any numbers like that are all signs of the same thing. Simple thing. Even yesterday, I've been wanting to kind of create a better relationship with money. I feel like a lot of stuff is happening for me. And so I think that's one of the things that I want to kind of develop as well, a better relationship with money and not being in lack of it. I want to live in abundance. And so I went and got myself this murti of Lakshmi. She represents, in Hinduism, she represents the energy of wealth and abundance. And as soon as, I kid you not, as soon as I sat back in the taxi cab to come back home, and I picked up my phone to send someone a message, it was 11:11. So I feel like the universe is constantly talking. It's constantly talking. And the thing is, we have to be available to the answers. So when you're visualizing things, when you're asking for things, I'm going to talk about this in a moment as well, make sure that you're looking for the answers, that you're not just throwing questions out into the universe and then not caring to look, because I promise you the answers are coming back to you like a boomerang. Okay, they're coming back to you like a boomerang. The universe is constantly in conversation with you. But the question is, and I guess the bigger question is, are you listening? Are you making yourself available to listen? All right, so that's a big part of this manifestation piece as well, right? You kind of have to allow yourself to say yes to life. If you want life to meet you halfway, you've got to make the steps to create the space to invite the new stuff into your life as well. So if you're in that place where you're feeling a little bit bad about life not having gone as planned this year, and if things have happened in your life that are not ideal, that have made life a little bit inconvenient for you, just take a step back and just allow yourself to say yes. Allow yourself to perhaps not be as angry, be as resentful, be as fearful. Allow yourself to just go with the flow, because that flow is taking you somewhere even better, even more magical. And just because you can't see it, don't stand back and resist it. All right, just allow yourself to say yes. So if you want life to manifest the kind of life that you see yourself living, you kind of have to meet the universe halfway, I think, in making the changes and making the space for that life to show up for you. One of the ways that I can tell you that that's happened for me is me physically looking for stuff. Like me changing my location, allowing myself to create literally more space in my living environment, to create new space, new room, new energy to invite other things into my life. The other way that you can start to do this is by decluttering your mind, right? So again, meditation is a really powerful way to kind of declutter, get rid of all the junk that you're holding on to, unlearn some habits that you've picked up along the way, along the years, and just start to clear out that headspace to create more room for possibility, more room for yes. Another big part of this manifestation piece is to really become aware of what you are thinking. Two things I'm going to say to kind of add to that. One, make your thoughts extremely specific. Two, make them positive. All right, so make them extremely positive and extremely specific. For those of you looking for a life partner, and I've gotten this advice from a few other people as well, make a list. Make a list of all the wonderful traits that you want this person to have. Make a list of all the fantasies that you see yourself living out with your life partner. Make a list of all the attributes that will make you come alive as a person as well. This person is your companion, your counterpart in helping you elevate your life and make the best of the time that you have on this planet. So make a list, a really specific list of everything that you want this person to have, and that's exactly what's going to happen. If you kind of say, I want to be happy, I think life kind of doesn't know what to do with that. You're sending energy out into the world that's really generic. You're going to get back exactly what you send out. It's going to be generic. So again, get really specific. And the way to, again, get really specific with what makes you happy, with what makes you come alive, with what you're passionate about, is to sit and perhaps have a think about it. You can also use techniques like journaling. Journaling is so powerful to help you kind of understand who you are. Who is it that wants to manifest, right? Who is it that wants to live this life? Who is it that wants to come alive and have their dream life happen? So really get to know who you are. Stop running, stop doing stuff, stop getting busy, and just start to make time to sit down and understand a little bit more about who you actually are. Because the more you know what makes you tick, the more you're going to know of what to ask. And that's exactly what's going to happen for you. I promise that. The other thing is, make your thoughts extremely positive. It's a time for manifestation. It's a really, really strong time to think positive, to raise your vibration. Because here's the thing, the vibration that you send out into the world is the vibration that you receive back. That's exactly what happens. So you need to raise your vibration, and the quickest way to do that is to start thinking more positively. Right? Everything is going to be just fine. You are going to be just fine. Your situation is going to get better and life is going to be amazing. So allow yourself to start living in that place of future, to live in that place of destiny, to already feel like you've arrived in that place and you're living that beautiful life. So allow yourself to think positive thoughts, to raise your vibration, so the energy that comes back to you is tenfold, and it's all the things that you've ever wanted. Lastly, I just want to leave you with a little something that I want to read to you. It's by one of the most awesome people, I think, on the planet, Jeff Foster. I'll put this up in my stories a little bit later as well. But here's what he has to say about alignment and manifestation. What are the meanings of the words alignment and manifestation? Great question. Alignment does not mean that you are aligned with something else called life. Alignment is not two things coming to run in parallel. It is not even two things becoming one. It is the recognition that there was never two things to begin with. A wave cannot do alignment with the ocean, for it cannot be separate from the ocean in the first place. It can only remember that it is the ocean and has always been. Never divided, totally intimate, already existing, and in total alignment and synchronicity. You do not align. You are pure alignment. What I will say about that is that oftentimes we get caught up in living the life that is prescribed for us, right? We have these benchmarks that we have to hit in terms of success and what that means, aka owning property or a certain kind of car, or having a certain amount of income, or running around in certain friend circles, in certain classes of society. So there are already these prescribed ways of being that classify into being successful and unsuccessful. Now, what makes us what our job is in terms of being human and human beings with this free will that we call it, is to question all of that, is to really allow ourselves to question all of that and allow ourselves to unravel from everything that we have ever been taught, to come back to a place of simplicity of being who we actually are, right? And the more we get to know what truly makes us come alive, the more we naturally just fall into that place of alignment, of just being and allowing life to manifest. All right, so here's what it means to manifest. So manifestation too is not something that you do. It's what you are. Just as the artist never does art, but is the space through which art manifests, and just as the ocean appears as seemingly separate waves which are inseparable from the ocean, so you, as the ocean of consciousness itself, unlimited and never tied to what we call the physical, are already manifesting, appearing as thoughts, sensations, feelings, images, sounds, smells, as the appearance of physical. and the scene of this miraculous moment as the stunning art of life. Manifestation is only now, in that sense, and our joys lie not being the one who manifests, the artist separate from the manifestation, but the wide open space, the limitless creative capacity in which manifestation happens. So, as I said before, allow yourself to stop getting busy. Allow yourself to start creating time to get to know who you actually are. Allow yourself to create these positive vibes for yourself and believe that you are deserving of everything that you have ever wanted. Okay? So, you remember those 3 monkeys, the ones that speak no evil, see no evil, and hear no evil, are so wise because evil is negativity. So, no negative thoughts, no negative speech, no negative attitudes. Don't even listen to it. Don't even bother with it. Just continue to ask the universe, demand the universe to give you everything that you have always wanted. Visualize it, see it, make it happen. And then continuously be the space and look for the dialogue. Really start to look for the dialogue because the universe is constantly talking and allowing you to interact with it. So make sure that you're doing that as well. Just a couple of notes on next week and the weeks coming after. I'm doing this beautiful series with a couple of gorgeous friends of mine about alternative ways of healing. So next week, I'm going to be joined by Sheetal Rajan, who is one of my dear friends, an amazing healer, who's going to talk to us about some awesome ways in which you can raise your vibration and create the life of your dreams. And then the week after, a friend of mine from the States, wonderful friend who's actually celebrating her birthday today, Scylla, will be joining us to talk about the art of yoga nidra and deep rest and how that can help you live a better quality life. So tune in for sure. The next couple of weeks are going to be extremely powerful. And in the meantime, continue being blessed. You are amazing. Everything is exactly the way it should be, and I'm here to tell you that. Let me be the sign to start manifesting and living the life of your dreams. Trust me, it's around the corner. Have a beautiful rest of your evening. Stay high vibrations, stay positive, stay awesome. Namaste.